Hello and welcome to my channel. Gonna be doing a couple of different things today. Mainly I felt called to read the section for today's date, which is February 19th. But before I get into that, just know I wanted to be really transparent here. I did record the week ahead for, I guess would be last week, on last Sunday, but between stuff happening with my full-time job and miscommunicating with my editor and all of that, at the time of recording this, the week ahead hasn't gone up. I still will post it because I find more often than not, I'm ahead of stuff, so it could still be applicable to you, or it might be affirming for you as far as how your week did go. It might have been a match, who knows? But I'll link that into the video for all the different signs and have the different playlists and all that situated. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Without further ado, let's get into the reading for today. It is February 19th, 2023. Instead of breaking, the glass blower knows, while in the heat of beginning, any shape is possible. Once hardened, the only way to change is to break. With the precise tools of modern medicine, unborn children who are malforming or experiencing obstructions can now be operated on in utero. Profoundly, these state-of-the-art techniques reveal a deep, timeless truth about growth and healing. For just as amazing as the fact of these operations is the fact that these surgeries leave no scars once the infant is born. What this tells us is that if we tend to things at the deepest level, our repair will be so much a part of who we are that there will be no scar. It is easier to bend underneath the surface in the deep, timeless fluid of the beginning than to break once fully grown. But it is too late for me, you might say. I am already full grown. Not so, for in the world of our inwardness, we are always growing and are blessed to carry that fluid beginning within us. It is never really out of reach. We can return and begin again by facing ourselves. In this way, we can go below our hardened ways to the soft impulses that birth them. Instead of breaking the bone of our stubbornness, we can nourish the marrow of our feeling unheard. Instead of breaking the bone of our fear, we can cleanse the blood of our feeling unsafe. Instead of counting the scars from being hurt in the world, we can find and re-kiss the very spot in our soul where we began to withhold our trust. So, what actions we should take? Sit quietly and bring to mind an aspect of your personality that tends to get in the way. It might be your own brand of stubbornness, or distrust, or envy. As you breathe steadily, allow yourself to trace this trait to its soft beginning. Without trying to name it or change it, simply surround the soft inner spot with your love. That seems very poignant for me and what I've been dealing with lately, and feel like it might be applicable for us now, because today is the new moon in Pisces, and we are actually in Pisces season. So I'm going to be doing the week ahead for the fire sign element. So that's going to be your Aries, your Leo, and your Sagittarius. Today is February 19th, 2023. So I'm going to be specifically looking at the 20th through the 27th, thereabouts. Just as a heads up, this is going to be a general reading, so if it resonates, great. If it doesn't, maybe catch me in another reading, or maybe I'm not the reader for you, whatever. At the time of recording this, I don't know what the title is, so if the title brought you in, great. It's probably for you. Let's get started. I am really drawn to this oracle deck, so let's start with that. What do the fire sign element need to hear for the week ahead? Oh my goodness, okay, that's funny. I literally said that word and then it came out. But I kind of want to do these last, but one of them was revealed, which, so be it. I have those picked out, but I kind of feel like this is going to be for each sign. I don't know why I get that feeling, I just do. So I kind of want to do a moon card for each. And then we can do the actual reading. Go from there. Cool. There is 3 that did flip over. Awesome. Actually, that does feel right. Okay, and now let's actually look at what your reading is going to be, and then go from there. Okay, so what is the week ahead for the fire element signs? Centering up myself, because sometimes when I pull on specific elements, I have to be careful with how I do it. Otherwise, it's like I'm pulling on a specific person I have in mind instead of the actual element. That is a lot, but I feel like that might be right. Good grief. What in the world? Okay. Bottom of the deck, we don't have anything lurking, which is great. Which is probably why so much came out. Okay. I get it. We will get into that. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Pentacles reverse, and then the Emperor wanted to show off, which is very appropriate because Aries. Yeah. And just for transparency's sake, my father is an Aries, so, and I did have him in mind at one point, so that just feels very, very on point. So, that one revealed itself, and then I'm going to take all of these and move them over, and then move this guy over so you guys can see all of that. Okay. I just like to be as transparent as possible and to show you that I am not doing any like card tricks or magic tricks or anything like that. So this one was on the bottom of the deck. I'm putting it over here because it wanted to show the Emperor. And then these all came out in this order with the Nine of Cups on the other side. So let's just flip. Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Yep. I almost said something when I saw that at the bottom of the deck before I shuffled. I'm regretting not saying it. God damn. Okay. Oh, man. This sure is something. That is for sure. Let's see. I'm trying to think how best to move stuff around. Just gonna scoot that over just a little bit, and then we can get into this. This is good grief. This is some shit. Okay, so to start off, we had the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and we had the Nine of Cups reversed. Show itself. Wow. Oh, man. Think. Just looking over everything, it is very. I'm just drawn to all of the yellow. There's a lot of yellow, and that's all I'm seeing here. It's just how much it's just jumping out at me. It's honestly kind of overwhelming. Like all the yellow of the pentacles, which is funny. It's like a reminder to me from the universe of like, hey, you need to keep learning. Because this shape is one of the, it's like it goes by a couple different names, but some people call it like the Tree of Life. It's also how the Fool goes through the major arcana, the different paths and all of that. But yeah, I'm drawn to the yellow there. I'm drawn to the yellow all over this card. I mean, this card is almost all yellow. All the yellow here, the yellow there. His yellow apron, I think that's what that is. His blonde hair, the yellow on the Justice card, all the yellow on the Nine of Cups. Like, it is just screaming at me. Yellow. It's to the point where I almost want to flip them over so I can focus and explain what's going on here. It is that overwhelming. It's almost tempting to do that, but Anyway, so I guess big point out to you all is that the reason why I'm making the big deal about the yellow is that it may mean something to you. It also could be, you know, there's meaning behind color, not just with color theory, but also spirituality and other ways too. I think yellow is the solar plexus chakra. Want to say that's right. So you might want to look into that. Otherwise, let's get into this. And I feel like I'll do my best to suss this out. There is a lot going on here, just FYI. So for the Ten of Pentacles reversed, this is like, I don't know, there's been a phrase that keeps coming up in my mind, and it's like, the great what if, almost. And I was thinking about it earlier, of like, not really like the fear of missing out, but more of like grieving over past things that never happened. Kind of like how a lot of people with 2020 missed out on a lot of stuff that they were going to do and then just never got to do it. That's the feeling I get off of the Ten of Pentacles reverse. Especially with how I'm drawn to all of the yellow being the pentacles. It's all very grounded yet material earthly things. So very 3D, not esoteric. The Emperor, as I mentioned, is, I don't know why I bring it up, but my father's an Aries, so I think maybe I'm getting that like more fatherly figure off of the Emperor. Sometimes when I get the Emperor, I get other things off of this, but no, this just feels like, you know, that trying to think how to explain. He's like a I don't know, it's like I keep going back to thinking about how do I explain what my father's like, because I just keep thinking about him, and my father can be very hot-headed at times, but he is a very, especially as he's gotten older, he can be very understanding, very compassionate. He can be very a very understanding manager whenever he was a manager. You know, he looked out for the people that worked underneath him and made sure that they didn't deal with any of the office dealings that he needed to deal with. He let them focus on their work. and let people come to him if they had issues. So I feel like that's a very good way to describe my father, but at the same time, like, people knew when he got ticked off. It's very, very hot-headed, like very, very much that fire energy. Now we get into the meat and potatoes of the reading. So, we have the Seven of Swords. This guy is sneaking away. The main thing I'm thinking of with this card is just that snake in the grass. You got, someone just trying to sneak away, not realizing that they left two swords behind. So they're not even doing a good job at, like, sneaking away. Then we have the King of Wands, which is interesting because... Wow, okay, hold on. I just noticed a couple of things that are... very interesting. Okay, so... the Emperor is looking straight at us. We have the Seven of Swords here, looking at this way. Like he's looking behind him, but it's also almost like this card is looking directly at this one. Wow. Then you have the Knight of Pentacles back to back with the King of Wands. Wow, that is just... what? Wow, okay. I think I've got this sussed out. I think what's going on here is that you have this person that is so focused on stealing these swords, and they're looking behind them to see that they're getting caught. But in doing so, it's almost like they don't realize that someone is watching them do it. So it's that thing of, be careful with not only like who you're friends with, but like be careful how people talk about other people, because then they are, like, when you're not around, they're probably talking about you type of thing. I definitely feel like that's the case. And for this one, I definitely get the feeling that this could be almost like a different person in your group that's like is setting a boundary here between this stuff happening in your group and is being firm, and like is almost like the security camera of like, hey, this person's being shady. I don't know why that's coming to mind, and that's not normally how I read the King of Wands. But just with how they're... that's all I'm drawn to, is that how it looks like the King of Wands is like, no. You can take those, I don't care. I'm the King of Wands. I don't need the swords. But you're not allowed here. It's definitely the feeling I get off of that. Wow. Next, we have the King of Pentacles. He's very, very methodical, very slow. He's probably one of the slowest energy in the tarot. But the good thing about him is that he will get there. And I say he because it's a guy on the card. Gender, at the end of the day, does not matter. I really don't give a rip about it. And I say that as someone that's a part of the LGBT community, so, like, don't come for me. Anyway, it's beside the point, but the guy on the card, you know, he will get there, but it's going to be on his time, on his terms, even though he's on a horse that can go much faster. He's just standing there. They're not even moving. It's just like, yep, got this big old pentacle. Next, we have the Three of Pentacles reverse. I feel like this ties in. I don't know why, but I feel like it ties in with the Justice card. So Three of Pentacles reverse is like, to me, it's like a group project gone wrong. It's like one person doing a lot of the work and everyone else slacking off, or a majority of the people doing the work, but then you have a couple of slackers. It's not everyone working together equally. It's an imbalance. It's like an incomplete triangle or a tripod about to fall over. I don't know how else to put it. Your next card is your Ten of Wands reversed. When I think about this card, especially in the upright, it's like an undue burden. You almost want to give the guy a wheelbarrow or something else to carry all of that, or a cart. So reverse, to me, it's like, I don't know if letting go would be the right phrase of the burden. It's more like the burden's toppling you over. It's kind of the feeling. Then for Justice reverse, we have that same kind of like out of balance feeling that I got with the Three of Pentacles reverse. You know, we want the scales of justice to be balanced. And no, this is very out of balance, which ties into that like weird triangle thing going on. And then finally we have the Nine of Cups reversed, which is like, in some ways, like a wish unfulfilled. Trying to think. How to tie it all together. I definitely feel like it all goes together. It just feels so specific for some of the stuff that I'm getting. Like, with the out of balance kind of group project thing, it, like the slacker thing, it could be one of them finally shows up day before to do with all their stuff, and you're just like, where were you the whole time? or like the day after it's due, and you're just like, dude, what took you so long? We've been needing your stuff for like 3 weeks. But then with this whole thing going on, it's almost like, especially with that 3 energy and the out of balance, I don't know, I'm really drawn to these 3 and how these 2 are looking at each other, but then this one's looking out that way. So it's almost like you have this person that's trying to protect the group from this ding dong, but doesn't realize that this guy is still like off on his little adventure, taking forever. I hope this resonates for someone. This is just so odd and out there for me. Like, not saying that like what you're dealing with is odd. Like, trust me, this stuff has played out for me many a time in my experience. So like, I'm familiar with this. It's just, I've never gotten stuff like this whenever I've read for other people or for myself. So I just get hesitant sometimes whenever stuff is so specific that it's just like, man, this might only be resonating with one person, but that's okay. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you know, everyone matters. And if this is what one person needs to hear, then it's, you know, it's made it worth it in the end. I definitely don't think I need to really clarify. This is very, very straightforward. You know, it's very plop, 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 you know, hit all the points here. Let's get into the moon card and the oracle cards here. Since I pulled 3, I definitely think you could go by whatever fire sign you are, since we have 3 fire signs, so you could be Aries, Leo, and then Scorpio, or not Scorpio. Why would I say Scorpio? Scorpio is not a fire sign, and I know that. Oh my god. I'm laughing. I think I'm just so used to saying my big 3. I have to laugh at myself. It would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Sorry, I just have to laugh. I definitely feel like that might be what you could do. Otherwise, like if you're drawn to one specific pile, or you can just listen to all 3. I don't care. They could all be connected for all I know. That would be really funny if that's a Scorpio card. Oh my god. Anyway, let's go ahead and flip these over. The first one. Oh my god. Oh my god. Full moon in Scorpio. Breathe through the tension, and then we have element. Why is that so funny? And the next one is last quarter moon in Pisces, talk less, feel more, and then we have battle. Good grief, with all of the, I feel like the oracle cards are going to be a lot more fire heavy. Fractal and last quarter moon in Gemini, clear your mind. Wow. 2 of the 3 are water signs, and then that's an air sign. Okay, so for the first one, we're gonna do, that is element. It's easy to believe we don't have everything we need to do what we want to do. People who want to start businesses may feel they need tons of capital or money. Creatives may feel they need sprawling time to get into the groove. Others may feel they need hours in order to exercise. but how can you use what you have? What elements do you have available to you, and what can you do with them? There's always a way to get creative with the resources we have on hand. But we find ourselves getting stuck and believing we can't move forward when our subconscious mind is fearful of new things and ways of being. Element is here to remind you that you can move forward from where you're at, take small steps, and have awareness of old patterns. It's interesting that they mention about getting creative with the resources we have on hand. I remember in elementary school, they would ask families to not throw away certain things, and that we would use them for art supplies or put it into different art projects, like those paper egg cartons. We would use that to create different things and other stuff like that. So that was always interesting. Let me get my little book here. So for the full moon in Scorpio, that is going to be oh boy. It says there's a strong sexual energy around you now. The good news is that sexual energy is very creative. After all, it leads to an act that creates humans. A tense situation could be about to boil over, so go carefully. Time spent outdoors will help you to calm your emotions as well as increasing your general well-being. You need to find a balance between your emotions and your sensual side. Don't deny this part of yourself. Use the energy to create what you want. And then for your manifesting balance, balance your ability to caress with your need to be caressed. And then your mindset is, when we're emotionally overheated, we end up focusing on what we don't want rather than on what we do want. Bear this in mind now. Breathe. And then your affirmation is, sexual energy fires me up in a good way and helps me express my creativity too. It's funny how these are both about creativity. Okay, battle. Sometimes the battle feels more arduous than it is. Sometimes it is bigger in our heads. Sometimes we feel so stuck and we think the only way through is to fight as hard as we can. But what of the gentle battle, the one that you can softly choose? It's waving the white flag in the face of struggle. It's fighting for yourself, but without the tension and resistance and suffering. It's committing to tending to ourselves even when we don't feel we can. It's allowing it to be mundane instead of a feat. Like doing the laundry, it must be done, so we do it, and we keep doing it, and we don't fight it because it must be done. Battle asks, what are you fighting? And how can you neutralize it so it doesn't feel like a fight? That definitely feels like it plays into what's playing out in this reading here. So then we have our moon card. Last quarter moon in Pisces, talk less, feel more. The danger in your current situation is that you're going to be really good at starting things and less good at finishing them. This card suggests that you need to talk less and feel more, so rather than telling people what you want now, feel your feelings about what you want. What comes up? Do you believe in yourself or not? Perhaps you started strong but are running out of steam. If so, go within and ask yourself how committed you are to your goals. Remember that it's okay to change your mind. For the manifesting mix, it says one of the current energies is all about feelings and the other is in its head. Where are you? Can you meld the two? That's the way. For your mindset, it says, why ruin a moment with words? Sometimes feelings are enough. It's good to talk, but it's also good just to be. That really feels like it goes with that battle card. And then for your affirmation, it says, I feel all my feelings and it feels good. Okay, fractal. Fractals call us back to our place within all things. We all are part of this great cosmic machine, knowing much larger things exist beyond us and much smaller things exist within us. It is an infinite unraveling that we are so lucky to be a part of. And when we have those moments of being able to truly accept that, it is like nothing else matters on this plane. We see it all. We understand it all. And yet, because we are human, we must still wake up and go to work and take care of our daily tasks. The need to survive can get in the way of our awareness of divinity. So Fractal calls us back. It insists upon you walking with it. It asks you to be present, to balance the everyday with the infinite. It's time to make more space for it. And then we have our moon card. Last quarter moon in Gemini, clear your mind. Fretting is a sweet-sounding word for feeling anxious. Drawing this card suggests you or someone close to you is fretting. As you already know, this won't help you to move closer to your goals, as it means you're directing thoughts and energy into what you don't want rather than what you do want. Deliberately manifesting a goal comes from a happy place where you feel good. So focus on making a list of your concerns and then talk them through to clear your mind. This is far more likely to bring good results. I'm kind of chuckling to myself because it's so funny how relatable each little pairing is. It's funny how that works out. For the manifesting mix, it says, while racing thoughts can be problematic, getting stuck in repetitive thought patterns isn't any good either. Find a balance here. Or to call back to the fractal, be present and balance the everyday with the infinite. Your manifesting mindset is getting into a negative rut messes badly with your manifesting ability. Turn that frown upside down. And your affirmation is loving others flows naturally when I love and accept myself. Yes. That is very nice. Let me know in the comments down below if this resonated. If you like this video, give it a like, share it, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate all the likes, all the subscribers, all the watchers, viewers, however you want to call it. Yeah. Thank you. All that being said, I really hope you have a good week, fire signs.